Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle C knots from Valli Ganti. This one, as I saw, it's such beautiful examples. And I highly encourage you to, in the description section, click on the Tangle Patterns link, just so you can see the gorgeous samples that are presented there. And I'm by Valli, and just absolutely gorgeous. And it's one of those tangles where I'm like, oh, okay, don't know if I'm going to be able to do this one, but you know what? If I can, you can, and so we will explore this together. First, actually, really the only challenge that I had with it was the placement of these. You could call them. I like Maria's definite tethered orb. I like how she called it something like that. Or you could call it a teardrop type of thing. So what we're going to do is, and you want to place them. These ones, honestly, I think farther away from each other than you think. I'm going to make them a little bit smaller. I'm also working on a 2x2 inch tile, of course, to keep it a quickie, but then also because I want to keep it consistent. So I'm like, nope, if I could do it on my step outs, I can do it on here. What I noticed though is in the examples, she's doing them on a Zendala, and a Zendala is, well, look at, you can't even see because my thing is so big, or my screen is so far down. That's like a 4.5 inch diameter. So larger space would work great. But here's the basics. All right, so I'm going to start with a right here. And so I like the idea of calling it a tethered orb because it's like we're tethering it here. Oh, we're coming up to make the orb, and then we come right back down to that same point. However you want to think about it is fine. So starting with them in this direction, so with the point down, then we're going to flip that, and so the point will be up. And trying to keep them even this way. They're not so much even in size, but we can fill those in afterwards, and then it'll be all right. All right, then, and basically each row, we're just reversing it. So this was point to point. This one is going to be like end to end. So the point has to be down here a little ways and create that. It was probably, we'll just, it's one of those where you just have to play with it, and then you shall see. And then having the point go up. All right. That, I want to say that is probably the hardest part of this tangle. And I know myself, maybe with some more playing with it, then we'll get it. All right. Next step is we're going to connect these two end points, just like so, with a little curve line, and then come all the way to the bottom because it might be easy to do these together. So the outer two sets, we're going to connect with a curved line, like so. Then these two middle ones, we're connecting, and we're always connecting, the point. And this one, we're going out to the side. And out to the other side. My finger is in the way of my of my hand. I was like, oh, go slow so we don't have a little bump. All right. So we have that. Then we're going to aura these. And what I did on this step out is I separated these two just so you could see easily what we're doing. So I'm going to come from, and then so the other thing is we are auraing, it'll end up being on the outside. So we're going to start here. So looking at the left teardrop, we'll just call it that. So we're starting on the left one, but we're gonna go to the. Oh no, I'm sorry. Apparently, I need to put an R and an L on here. Sorry. Okay, looking at the top right teardrop, we're gonna start to the left of it and do an aura. And so we're going to come around that teardrop and then underneath. And it's like one of those, if I could do it all in one stroke without moving, that would be great. But, all right, coming around, make sure to go slow. So that way then it ensures, because nothing is completely insured, right? That, that the line is nice and you maintain control. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. So we're going, kind of orating from the inside, going around, and then popping back. There, this is the way I was playing with it, and that is very comfortable in my hand. All right, then, ooh, and you know what? Well, it'll be a little bit more awkward. Turn your tile so that way your hand is comfortable, but I'm going to try it this way also, because that is, yes, correct. So, same idea. I'm going to start here from this inside, orating this way, coming around. I'm not going to have any room for the last step on that one, but that's okay. And then coming around like so. All right, then we're going to do the same thing on this side. And this is where definitely having a bigger space is going to be a benefit. But you can do it in a smaller space. All right, so then the last step is we're going to connect these lines. So, sure we are. It's like if, oh no, it'll be all right. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a line here. And then like here. So that way we're connecting these. And here I don't really have room. That's what I had mentioned that. And then here I have this. So if you picture it like when we're doing halabow, and if you don't know what halabow means, if we were drawing this continuously, it's like drawing, pick up the pen, have it travel over, continue where you want to draw. So we're picking up instead of drawing over, we're picking up our pen. And then, so we're just basically connecting these two lines to these two lines, and that's what makes it look connected. So even like here, I don't really have, although I did put a little dot, so that way you can kind of see that it makes it continuous. Now, some of the things that you could do for finishing it off is you can color these in. We can add some shading to that. Yeah, and I kind of like what I did. So what I did, and I wanted to ensure that I left some room here, was I drew an orb in the center, and that's going to be my little shine. And it doesn't matter exactly where it is. You can always also come back with a white gel pen, and especially if you forgot or something. Or if you wanted to do it solid and then decided later, oh, I think I'll come back and do that. And just having that little bit of something, and in that round end is nice. And like so. All right, and then we'll do some shading here. All right, and actually I might have to fix some of these that got a little bit small, but that's okay. It just adds a little something. And then too, if you're doing this fill-in, then if there was something that you didn't like and you need to kind of, if you want to reshape a little bit, like right here, that's not so curvy, then I can do that like so. The other thing I think will help in having it be on a bigger surface is having these guys be a little bit thicker. But if you want to do some shading, here's just some quick and easy shading. And I'm just going to end up coloring that center in. So where the line goes under, so I'm putting the graphite on, on this line. So we're not putting it over. Those little spaces are so small that it's just going to cover it anyway. All right, and then I'm going to, with my tortillon, I'm just spreading it out a little bit. This is one of those things, if ever, because I know I've talked to some people that, just unsure about where do I start shading. Well, if you have an over-under type of tangle like this is a great place to start, because you want to emphasize that. And then here I thought, oh, well, it's kind of neat. I'm going to put some on the outside. And I think I kind of grabbed this idea from one of the samples on Tangle Patterns. It's just putting a little bit of graphite, here on one side. And actually this side, I've just kind of gone on the outside. I'm just spraying that one kind of a little bit too much, but It just adds a little something. Just a little something. And it makes it look kind of neat. And then, of course, you could add some extra flourishes. As you see on those samples, just really, really neat extra things that you can do with this. And it's just up to your imagination. And one of my favorite sayings, you do your R&D, rip off and duplicate. And, by looking at some of the samples and then, figuring out, oh, I see. Because I know that like they added some flux, in between. And it's like, oh, that's gorgeous. So if you're like me and lack those ideas, it's like, oh, okay, I could do that. And we start there. And then we just continue and grow as we're playing with this. So if you thought that this was a challenge, I hope that this helped you. I know just playing with it myself has helped me because I've seen this one before and I kind of went, oh, I don't know about that. So I'm glad to have tried it. If you enjoyed the video, would love to have a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, would love to have you as a subscriber. Also, in the description section, I mentioned step outs and taking a look at the extra samples on the Tangle Patterns link, which is under For More Inspiration. Also, below that are ways to connect with me if you'd like. I do classes every week and mostly free. I have some ones that are paid for, but I also have a club membership that I started not too long ago. And as I get things set up right now, I kind of have a special going on with it. You can come on, be a founding member if you want to be an early adopter. It helps me to afford to be able to do these kind of things, as well as you get whatever paid content that I put out there, which is at least once a month right now. That's all included. So take a look at that. And see if you're interested, you want to reach out, please do. The info was on my website, or leave a comment. And with that, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, having fun with me with this tangle, and I wish you happy tangling.